Hello and welcome to Let's Play Endless Space 2, Series 8, Episode 51. I'm JC Proton. We are picking up at the end of turn 120. We're getting ready to do our election. So we're playing a standard faction of the Unfallen on endless difficulty in a normal speed game. And really all we have left is to hit end turn, and then we're going to go into the election. I made some changes since the end of the last video. Had a bunch of systems that were building Thorn ships, and I decided to switch all of those over to the emergency AI research, urgent AI research, and that seems to have increased my research production by around 50,000 or so. So I'm running around 153,000 right now, when I think I was around 100,000 before, just a little over, somewhere in that neighborhood. So it shaved a turn off of one of these. I'm kind of doing that. I want to get something, like, I'm not actively at war with like the whole alliance, so I don't really need massive military ship production right now. So and also this will help this ounce of prevention quest. I could use that 75 adamantium, so hopefully I'll take first place. Maybe it'll help complete it. It was at 209 and it needs to be 302. So we're still almost 100,000 short, and me kicking it up by 50 might not be enough, right? But it's, making an effort anyway. So I'm doing that. That's the main difference. And for the election, what I'm thinking is, even though you can see the crazy support that's the militarists have here, I'm gonna try to support the the pacifists still. That's how we roll. We're pacifists, right? Okay, coughing here. Excuse me. Because of this fair trade bill is so good, I'm gonna try to stay at peace. I want to stay at peace in the galaxy. It's our way. Everything's better if we can just maintain as much peace as possible. If we can maintain peace with the alliance, then we'll just try to all coexist. And I guess maybe I'll chip away at the Cravers a little bit. We'll see. I need this 2% conversion rate. It's going to take a while, right? We're talking 25 turns, something like that, to lower the buyout cost to 0. So we're not going to get all the way to 0. But I think when the price comes down, then we'll maybe acquire some of the systems that have resources that we want. So that's kind of what I'm thinking. So yeah, I'm going to keep cranking out a whole bunch of influence for now. Okay, so let's advance the turn, and we'll see how this goes for the election. Okay, we're going to give... So intimidate citizens is a penalty to the competitors, but we still have pretty decent amount of support for the pacifists. So I'm going to do a very strong boost on the pacifists. Hopefully they can win the election and beat out the militarists. Hopefully. So let's, fingers crossed, man. Hopefully the pacifists can beat out the militarists. Let's see here. I clicked the button. I've done that before, where I did a double tap on it, and it tricked me into, yep, there it is. There's a long delay. So you can see each system voting. The little dot moves around, showing you how each election goes in each system. You see the individual system results down here. Looks like the pacifists are beating out the militarists. Great. So if all goes according to plan, the status quo will remain. Good deal. Yeah, there's more militarists over here. Ooh, some of them are really high militarists. Those the high militarist systems are the ones that have a lot of Sheridans in them. Ooh, they're trying to make a comeback here at the end. Yeah. Okay. So there's the total. So it looks like the pacifists should win. Cool. So we got Spoils of War Act, which lets us get a lot of profit from destroying enemy command points. And reduces fleet upkeep costs. Okay, we caught him. And he's 0 movement left. Okay, so I advanced the turn, and then it was several minutes while the game was just paused. So I went ahead, and I'm going to go ahead and edit out that several minutes. What I did was I moved this fleet from Ukta over to Bertus, and then told it to guard. And I was able to do it before the computer players did their movement. I beat them to the punch. So now we're guarding, and he's trapped, and we're going to attack and destroy the last of the 3 Craver fleets, man. And we're just going to go ahead and mop these up while the game is still doing fleet movements and stuff and taking its time. You can tell from the way the game's responding, it's kind of laggy. There's a lot of stuff still going on in the background. So I'm just going to give it time to kind of sort through all of the movement and stuff. Okay, our fleets have arrived at FAD, and you can see we have 2,400 siege value, and there's only 200 defenders, so that's pretty much some overkill. So I'm going to look at maybe shuffling some fleet around a bit. Looks like we might do some pretty fast conquering. We'll see. I'm still torn about conquering the Cravers too much, because then I become the primary threat. Then everybody attacks me. Okay, so we got 900 there, 900 there.
Even for the likes of you, the Hive has an offer.
Your actions threaten the Hive, but we feel no fear.
Though we doubt the purity of your motives, the Protectorate has a proposal for you.
Tell us your plans. The heart brings fire.
Right. Oh, there we go. There's another one we can hit. Extra 900. So 3 of those 900s. That's pretty good. 2,700 dust. Nice little payday. Okay, let's do this big this big fight here at Bertus. All right, so the big throwdown. We have 62,500 attack, 22,000 defense, and almost 300,000 hit points. And they have 18,000 attack, 9,600 defense, and 112,000 hit points. Okay. They're not going to retreat because they're at half hit points, because they retreated before. So you lose 60% of your hit points when you retreat. So they're they're going to fight, I would think, because they're doomed if they retreat. So let's go ahead and do this fight. So we have one oak forest, and we have 3 fires and a light, and then the rest is thorns. The thorns are just, the small ships. Okay, we'll go repair and recover, assuming we're going to take some damage on this fight. Okay, so the oak forest is the large ship, and then the fires and the light are medium sized. So that's 6, that's 18, 23, somewhere between 23, maybe 24, 25,000 attack here. And this is 33,000 plus a couple thousand more here. Looks good. Looks good. Let's see how this goes. So you look at these stats here. We have them. Pretty much have them dead to rights, man. Should go pretty well. Might be kind of short fight. We'll see. See how much damage we take. They have 3 bombers. Okay, they're doing the spread. Kind of top and bottom split with just the little guys in the middle. Here we go. I'll watch it a couple of times. We'll watch it cinematic the first run through, and then after that I'll probably do like a scan mode. Okay, we got the win, no doubt about that. Let's take a look at the stats. So he was able to get fully repaired. Looks like everybody repaired, okay. So guns, lasers, beams, their armor, their shields. Wow, we only took 11,000 damage? Wow, our shields absorbed almost 29,000. Excuse me. We smoked them pretty hard there. So they went with Get Lucky for extra damage with critical strikes. Missiles coming in, not really doing a whole lot of damage. Yeah, and I don't think very many of them are landing. Cool. Yeah. See, that guy leveled up from the experience he gained. Little bit torn about what to apply the points towards, because I think he may end up being a governor just because this is so useful to have him as a governor. But we'll see. I'm just gonna save that point. I'm gonna just not assign it right now. There's a debris field here now. A large debris field. Okay, cool. Ooh, what do we got here? A listening outpost on the edge of our territory is picked up by a garbled communication and sends an urgent message up the chain of command. Someone's leaking military secrets to a rival empire and could jeopardize upcoming offensive operations. The message and its origins are unclear, but a digital forensics team is able to pinpoint one clue: that the attached files contain metadata originating from the terminal of an artillery officer of one of your minor civilizations. The soldier's record is exceptional, but there have always been those who complained at allowing an outsider to rise so high in military command. Interesting. So we're either going to have a trial or refuse to have a trial. Justice must move swiftly and without mercy for his crimes. An artillery officer will be tried before the people. Excuse me. Or you take the officer at his word and order a more thorough investigation into the leak, but as soon as word gets around that you won't prosecute the man, a number of your military quit in protest. Oh. Coincidentally, the intelligence team reports the traffic they were monitoring has suddenly gone silent. But with no more evidence, it will be impossible to root out the traitor. So we either get a -10 influence per system across the entire empire, but we get approval, or we get a penalty on approval, and we get a +10 influence per system. So do we want to basically increase the militarist ideology or the pacifist? That's what we have to come down to. Really, either way, it's not that big of a deal. The approval doesn't really matter. And since we just had the election, 5 turns from now, whatever this influence, political party support, whatever, it's not going to matter. So it really doesn't matter either way. I don't know, I might take the influence, honestly. Let's take a look at how so this is our Senate. Wow, the militarists came pretty close to taking it, even with pacifist support. Yeah, we're in danger of having the militarists take over, even though we don't want them to. It could happen anyway. It might happen anyway. But as long as the pacifists are in the government, we'll still be able to run fair trade bill. So it won't be the end of the world if the militarists take over, which is a real possibility, right? Let's see. I think that's about it for military combat. I'll have to move things around. I'll probably do that off camera, figure out where I want to send ships, spread these around, and start sieging them down. I might do pillaging. I'm not in range to do conquest yet. Let's see. These guys can come over here and start vining at Canis. And let's see. These vine ships here can go over to QR. QR, quick response code 32. This one, I don't know where he's going, man. Looks like no matter which way he goes, he's going to here. So we'll send him to Chang, and then I'll figure it out. I guess I'll have to figure that one out off camera. Oh yeah, that's right. I built this trade subsidiary over here at CC3. Okay, this is going to be fun. Let's see if the trade route is routing across Sathras. Let's see how this is going. Okay, so there's the trade route. So I had removed the trade subsidiary at Rhea, at BO4 Rhea, and built it here at CC. Okay, let's see how the income is on our. See if these are changing much. Let's see, we're getting 70 deciduous trees per turn. We're getting 100.8 transvine per turn. Getting 51.7 gossamer per turn. 12 hydromiel per turn. 22.8 dust water per turn, and 5.8 protospores per turn. Okay. So what I'm thinking about doing is level 3 modernization will probably be these two. Excuse me. And considering I'm producing 70 of one and 100 of the other, I could be doing, at least one level 3 upgrade per turn. And then for the final level, it's a debate. I'm going to be using dust water. So I'll be using dust water and then gossamer. And the one that's up in the air is either hydromiel or protospores. That's what protospores would be like. Right now our protospore income is 1/4, basically between a fourth and a fifth of an upgrade. And the hydromiel is at plus 12, so it's 1/4. So either way, not great. The gossamer, I have enough income to do 1 per turn, and I have enough dust water to do almost 1 per turn, right? So ideally, you want it to be kind of balanced, right? So if I could do like at least one of these per turn and one of these per turn, that would be great, right? So that's what I'm looking at. So I can probably get it with. So the next one to get will be if I can get Rookbot. Let's look at the trade routes. So I don't know if this trade route is benefiting at all from these at Sathras. So clearly one of the first systems I'm going to pay to get Pacific converted is going to be the systems that have the luxury resources that I want. So Sathras, I already have CA, uses Primus, Altair. Okay, yeah, and those don't have resources in them. So then other ones I would so I'm thinking if I had a trade route going across Merope to Isso, and then I think it would go to Rookbot, and maybe all the way to Warden. So if I put a trade subsidiary here or here, would be good. And then the other good one would be at Electra. So that will give me 1, 2, 3, 3 more protospores. And is there one here? Yeah, there's one here. That's 4. And I have one down here. Somewhere down here, there's one. So that would be a 5th. So 5 protospores produces a lot better. It goes basically twice as far as 5 hydromial because it's at a higher rarity, and you only need half as many on a system upgrade. So even though protospores are going to be useless, because what they do is they increase your research. As soon as my research, as soon as the tree is done, as soon as like let's say I research everything that can be researched. How long will it take at the current rate? It was about 18 turns, so I'm guessing it's around a dozen turns or something like that, because it was around 18 turns when I had 100,000 research, and now I'm like 150. Okay, that would be everything, and it will take 12 turns, roughly. So, but anyway, yeah, that's what I'm thinking. So the next 2 places where I would want to put trade subsidiaries would probably be either Rookbot or Warden. Maybe Rookbot and Electra. But I don't have those yet, so we'll have to get the influence together to do it. So let's see. We'll just run through the rest of the turn. I don't know what to do with him. Baramaksa. Yes, thank you very much. More influence would be great. Although an extra 7% industry would be pretty strong. Because it makes more industry. Or, yeah. Food becomes industry with a biofuel, super biofuel factory. Mario. Okay, this guy's at AI. Okay, let's go take a look at him at AI. Well, let's see if we can see the difference. Okay, currently he is contributing 205 food and 158 industry. Let's do this. +4 food per original empire population and +4 food per population on planets. He was 205, right? Do I remember that right? Now it's 1325. Wow. So he just increased by about 1,100 food. Wow. And this place has built a super biofuel factory. So as soon as this planet's full, that's going to be another 1,900 industry added to that. So he just increased it by around 1,100, if I remember that right. I could be wrong. That's a crazy number. Horatio are crazy about the food they can produce. They're like the best farmers in the galaxy, man. Which you wouldn't think, them being so fancy and refined and everything. They're them highfalutin types. High society. But they're amazing farmers, apparently. Maybe they have really, really sophisticated, advanced hydroponics and stuff. I don't know. Asteroid field is now taken over. That's applied to AA4 Koyasil. Okay, I think that's about it. It's just going to be moving all the the fleets around, figuring out where I'm going to siege and stuff like that. And let's see here. Have to figure out what I want to do. Can I invade over here? He's sieging. Yeah, I don't think so. I'll have to figure out what to do with my main battle fleets. I have to figure out something to do with them. So I'll consider that, I guess, off camera. And so we had the election. Let's see what our laws look like. We can now pass a little bit more in the military laws, right? So we have spoils of war has been added. But for now, we're running co-op code, fair trade, and cram exam. And obviously, once we're done with researching, we're going to drop both of these laws and change those up to something else that seems useful. And I guess that's about it for this turn. Thanks everybody for watching. See you in the next video.